Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'll talk about the metaphysical elements in John Donne's poetry. John Donne, a prominent figure of metaphysical poetry, explores complex ideas using literary techniques like paradox, conceit, wit, and the theme of carpe diem. These elements make his poetry quite unique. Let's take a closer look at each. 1. Paradox. First of all, let's talk about paradox, one of the defining elements of Donne's poetry. A paradox is a statement that seems contradictory, but reveals a deeper truth. Donne often uses paradoxes to challenge our assumptions and explore complicated ideas about life, death, and love. In his poem, Death Be Not Proud, Donne personifies death and tells it that it has no reason to be proud because it is not as powerful as people think. One of the most famous lines in the poem is death, thou shalt die. On the surface, this sounds impossible. Death can't die, can it? But Donne uses this paradox to suggest that death, as we understand it, is not the end. Instead, it's just a transition to eternal life, turning fear into hope. 2. Conceit. Conceit is an extended metaphor that connects two very different things. Donne's conceits are famous for their originality. In A Valediction, Forbidding Mourning, he compares the love between two people to a pair of compasses. Thy firmness makes my circle just, and makes me end where I began. The compass represents the lovers' connection, even when apart. One leg of the compass stays fixed while the other moves, showing how their bond remains strong despite distance. 3. Wit. Another important element of his poetry is wit. Wit in Donne's poetry combines cleverness, intellectual humor, and playful manipulation of language. A great example can be seen in his poem The Canonization, where he defends his love by saying their relationship harms no one. What merchant's ships have my sighs drowned? Donne uses sharp wit to argue that his love is private and harmless, mocking critics who see love as disruptive. This playful perspective makes his argument both entertaining and thought-provoking. The theme of carpe diem, the Latin phrase meaning seize the day, is central to many of Donne's poems. It emphasizes enjoying life and living in the moment because time is fleeting. In The Sun Rising, Donne addresses the sun for disturbing him and his lover. Busy old fool, unruly sun, why dost thou thus? Here, Donne dismisses the sun as being lazy for interrupting his time with his lover. He argues that love and the moments they share are more important than the rigid, predictable structure of the day. In this sense, Donne's work symbolizes the carpe diem attitude, suggesting that love and passion should be celebrated in the present, without worrying about the future. Here, Donne celebrates love, suggesting that it surpasses time and space, urging his audience to value the present moment. In conclusion, John Donne's poetry stands out for its metaphysical elements. Through paradox, he challenges logic. With conceits, he connects unlikely ideas. Wit adds charm and cleverness, while the theme of carpe diem encourages living in the moment. These features make his poetry intellectually engaging and emotionally powerful. Thank you.
Please subscribe Enchanting Audiobooks for more.